Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, we are all live. We should all.
Oh, we're all. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to the Tier 2 podcast. As always, we have top-notch production value, but now we're live. And yeah, welcome back. We got a lot to talk about today. We also have card reveal coming up, which is very exciting. Provided to us by Wizards of the Coast, of course. Thank you very much for that. It'll be for the Ultimate Masters set that's coming up shortly, which is very, very exciting. You might have seen a lot of hubbub about the box toppers and whatnot from it. So, yeah, lots to talk about. We have GP Milwaukee, we have Arena, we have Friends matches, we have Ultimate Masters. There's all sorts of good stuff. But how are you all doing, everyone?
Yeah, doing good. Been derping efficiently, fighting my friends. They've been rude and preventing me from milling them using Guy's Blessing, you know.
Yeah, very rude.
That'll do it.
I got memed today hard. It was fun.
Am I'm having a lot of fun with the friend matches. Like, am I wrong, or are they just like it's just like funner playing against someone you know? Like, it feels like kitchen table magic, right? Like, I'm playing against Leah, and we're not trying with with proper standard decks and grinding like a spike, but we're just like having fun. And
well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, it's crazy because sometimes especially when you work in content for the game, you can get a little bit jaded to it and kind of just view it as like doing a job or whatever, even if you enjoy it, of course. Yeah. But then I was offline. It was just the other day in the evening, and I messaged my friend Craig, and normally we play like Battlefield or something together. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to play some Magic?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I can actually just play Magic against my friends now."
I know, right? That's so cool.
I was like, "Yes, I do want to do that." So yeah, we just messed around on Magic for a while, and it was like, "Oh, this is a thing now." Yeah, it was great. Yeah, but no, you're right. It's just so nice to be able to do.
Yeah, that best of 5 we had the other day was fun. I enjoyed that.
It was very, very fun. Yeah, you'll see that on my channel soon. It's I think it might be tomorrow. Actually, we'll see.
Sweet.
Yeah, we need to have like an in-house tournament to prove who is the best tier 2 podcaster.
I am the best so far. I don't know. I'm just gonna claim that title for myself.
That's a good idea.
We should do
the winner gets all the patrons' money. I'm joking.
Oh, well, that would be rude.
You know how we said we're organizing tournaments and we're going to host them with money? It's just
jokes
on
you, buddies.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's an in-house tournament. We forgot to mention the ultimate debate.
Super in-house.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. Well, yeah. Shall we start off with? Oh, excuse me. I got a yargle in my throat. Shall we start off with the coolest thing first? There, Petrify.
Yes, we definitely should. Let's do some card reveals.
All right. So let's do this one first. Bloop. All right. Should we take some predictions from the chat? What do you think this card is?
Quite a famous card.
Is it? Well, I don't know. Like, let's see.
Well, okay, maybe it's lower tier famous. See if anyone gets it.
Let's see if chat if chat knows this card.
If you're playing along at home, listening to the audio, it's a large blue manor-ish looking tornado.
There we go.
Somebody's got it.
Yeah, someone's got it. Well done, Oprik. You get a kitty. I'm gonna throw a kitty at you. Well done. I see.
Yeah. So the card is Circular Logic, which is an extremely famous counterspell in the Pauper format. I believe it's like a mainstay of some pretty strong Pauper decks, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play this in Pauper. You play it with Inside Out.
Standard format as well.
What's Madness?
Actual enabler. Madness is whenever you discard it, you can play it for its madness cost.
Oh.
Which is about as disgusting as it sounds.
You can play it for 1? That's rude.
Yes.
Yes. 1 mana counterspell.
That's rude. I like it.
You thought counterspell was good at 2 mana.
Yeah. I was like, hey, Spell Pierce is cool.
Like, that was never a problem when you were like discarding and all that.
Yeah. I believe it does see play in a few Pauper decks. The one I know it is the blue-white Inside Out deck. Because I played a little bit of Pauper on MTGO. I haven't actually played it for a while, but it's very fun. But yeah, Circular Logic is actually one of the more expensive Pauper cards. So probably Pauper players very happy to see this getting a reprint, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get into
the whole problem with Pauper is like when cards become famous in Pauper or highly demanded, kind of makes them expensive, even though they're commons, because if they're old, you have pauper decks that have like $20, $30 cards in. So people are probably very happy to see this get reprinted.
Yeah, we could certainly talk about how much influence we think that Ultimate Masters will have on things. This appears that it may be one of the master sets that might break the mold a bit and actually have a notable impact on card prices, which would be excellent. Like having Modern be accessible would be great. I know I'm kind of just waiting for a few things so that Jund isn't like $2,500.
£1 million.
Yeah, when it gets to like maybe a K, I could justify the cost.
I remember like end of last year when I was starting to like watch a bit more Modern and get into Modern a bit more. I was like, what decks do I really like? Well, I really like Burn and I really like Storm. And then I looked at them and I was like, oh my god, they're the 2 cheaper Modern decks. Yes. Imagine if I'd been like, I think I want to play Humans. Oh.
I mean, the lands is really what gets you in these older formats as well. Like,
which is why I'm surprised that like the set doesn't have like Verdant Catacombs. It's because like the other cycle of fetches, Verdant, Misty, like that cycle hasn't been reprinted ever, and it's like that's why they're preposterously expensive. And this seems like the perfect spot to do it. And
does that include?
Sweet, but
oh no, sorry, no. One side of them has been reprinted, right? Like Horizon Canopy and all that was reprinted.
Yes, that was the Cons
iconic.
Fetches. Yeah, the Cons fetches were reprinted, but
they're still absurd. They're still $60 a piece. Like, just awful.
So what do we think about? Just real quick, what do we think about the art here? This art is like so nice as far as color. Like I don't know shit about art, but like I feel like the way they use blue in this card is so cool. Like
as a blue card, I agree.
It is. Yes, it does have like
a lot of so many shades, right? And it's like
Mark,
shades of blue.
Art is best thing.
It's very dynamic.
Yeah.
I think we just let Mark keep going.
Yeah. Keep going.
Someone interrupts me.
Connoisseur, Mark Fittipaldi.
I've been to an art gallery before. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Yeah, no, in terms of an art aesthetic, it is by Anthony Waters, who does a lot of magic art I really, really like. He's a very, very good artist. A lot of quite iconic, like more old school cards tend to be by him. He's done some fantastic land art, especially, that springs to mind. But yeah, no, he's a fantastic artist. This isn't a new art. It is just a sort of HD-ifying of the old one. But yeah, big fan of him as a magic artist. So very happy to see one of his cards get a reprint.
Yeah, you get a new border. If you're like me, you need to have all the cards with the same border. So this is like good if you want like new cards. So.
Oh, you'd love all my white borders, Frank. You'd have so much fun.
Anyone who plays white bordered should be like on a terrorist watch list or something. Like.
I have white bordered sleight of hands because sleight of hand. So,
all right, let's go to the next one.
Here's the art.
This is part of a very famous cycle of cards. If people get this art straight away, I'm going to be really impressed.
New Snapcaster Mage.
Dude.
Snapcaster.
Can you imagine?
But that one is in Snapcaster is in the set, right? This Ultimate Masters thing.
Yeah,
I believe Snapcaster has a reprint.
Yeah, I'm trying to joke about things it can be because I know what it is, but I don't want to say what it is.
Yeah.
It looks like another blue card.
I know what it is, but I know what it is because I reminded myself before we went live.
There we go.
Got it.
Good job, Tor.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, so it's part of an extremely famous cycle of cards, the Magus cycle. Magus of the Moon. I can't remember the other ones actually. I just completely.
Magus the Library, Magus of the Wheel, all of the
Magus of the Abyss.
There's a lot of like a lot of the old.
Zero
Magus
one.
The Candelabra, the Tabernacle. I'm missing like 15 or something.
Man, I've wanted to play like Magus of the Candelabra in Modern a bunch, but you can't do it, bro.
Really? It does look like something you should be able to do. Yeah. That got a reprint, didn't it? In
the fact that it has summoning sickness is a big strike against it, and also that it dies to literally every card in the format.
Yeah. What do you play with this thing? Why is getting 2 cards and then chucking 3 all right?
So
what do you want to
this
chuck
card is the creature version of a card called Bazaar Baghdad, which is a land that lets you do this, and it is used primarily in Vintage Dredge because you get to draw the cards and then like dredge. You just want to chew through your deck. You don't care about
There's also worth briefly mentioning Bazaar of Baghdad is about $1,400.
Yes, yeah. Bazaar of Baghdad is many monies because it's in Arabian Nights, and but yeah, that's mainly for like dredge has been the biggest enabler. I don't believe Magus of the Bazaar has seen too much constructed play, or at least like in eternal formats. But
I don't believe so.
The outlet it gives you for like dredge thingies.
Yeah, this is probably one of the rares that you would open and be slightly sad about.
It is
in Uma.
Nice.
It's it's not a snap custom age. Like it's still playable in some decks, but
it's probably above average in the limited format.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
if you're a rich man wanting to draft,
if you're a lucky boy and a rich man, but
one of the 50 people or whatever will ever get to draft the set.
Yeah.
I'm actually
it's quite expensive, isn't it?
Are all of the box toppers in the set as normal cards?
I believe so. Yes. There's that's only a box topper, right?
That means that there's some crazy reprints in this. There's Goif, there's Snappy, there's Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like an actual Masters set.
But they won't be like
brand though, right?
They won't be as valuable as the original cards, right?
They're usually like it'll depend.
Grizzlebrand's just banned in Commander, sorry.
Yeah, it'll depend, but generally they're about the same. In the ballpark, there'll be a 10% difference sometimes.
Ouch.
But yeah,
Khan Liberated is in as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this set is the EV of this set is wildly high.
But this is perfect because everyone will get Khan Liberated, start playing Tron, and then they'll ban Tron.
Wow.
And everything works out fine in the end.
I think that they're trying real hard to like make sure they don't have to ban Tron and all the stuff they're putting into Modern.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it. But yeah, I know that like Saffron Olive, for example, has been tweeting a lot about how he believes that the EV of this set will make it so that prices actually do go down, and he is someone whose opinion I would respect in those matters.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like really cool to see that like maybe some people will get to play Modern, because it like when you think about it in like just like a broad sense, like why should Modern be like 5 times more expensive than Standard? Like
it should be a little more expensive, but the amount to which it is so is ridiculous. But it all comes down to my favorite topic in the world, which is how exploitative rare lands are. But
those are expensive.
I saw an interesting. I think it might have been Saffron Olive. Maybe it was someone else. I can't remember. Somebody tweeted this is a while back that erratering the quick lands from like Kaladesh, etc., to have land types would basically fix a lot of the price point of entering the format. And I was like, oh yeah, it kind of would. But
I mean, fetch lands is the real problem.
It's mainly just so it's like a kind of it's a print run thing, like a supply thing, because when cons came out and we had the fetches were $10. Like it was not like a big deal. Same with shocks, like now and before, and will be again when we get allegiances. It's just about the scarcity, and that's why I said like if Verdant Catacombs and Misty were in the set, it would reduce like the collective cost of Modern by like several $100s. So it's more about them being willing to put more of these like out into the world than like lands being necessarily bad. It's just that
I don't know. I think lands overall being rare is a very transparent thing of driving price points up, but there's no need for them to be. But I don't know. Yeah, it would fix stuff just reprinting them, but I think it's a larger problem in general. Even in Standard, I think rare lands are just collecting your land base is not fun. And I think collecting rare cards should be fun.
It's something that's been like the paradigm for so long that it's something people don't really question. But like, I totally understand the point of one of the things that you do in card progression, like during the acquisition of your collection, should not be make your deck functional at a baseline level. Like, your deck
exactly
functional at a baseline level, and then you upgrade it with like your mythics and stuff, and then your deck gets better over time. It should like start with the whole functioning at a baseline level thing.
Yeah, so, exactly.
I think that like maybe we're locked into it at this point. Like I would be hard. It's hard to believe they would reevaluate that, especially because they're just like printing money. But when you think about it, if you're not trying to be like a Scotch predatory, you definitely should have the core lands of the format out in common.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or if you're Ixalan, you should print tapped lands at uncommon.
That would be useful.
Yeah. I just think personally, like, say, I think as an example, like, I don't know, if you're getting into standard, right, and you want to play Golgari, like, to me, you should be excited about opening an Assassin's Trophy, but you shouldn't be excited about, or you probably won't be excited about opening, like, an Overgrown Tomb, right?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the Tomb probably offers more value to your deck. Like, that's kind of my problem with rare lands, but yeah.
It would be useful if some of the rare lands were a bit more readily available in, like, MTG Arena, for example. Because, like, I've found with a lot of decks that viewers submit for me to play, like, their land base is, like, the biggest thing holding them back, which sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you have the cool cards, but you got shitty tap lands.
It's something that we've all brought up at various points, that the acquisition of dual lands should be separate from the normal progression track. You should have like some tutorial experience that you go through, and then you can get all of the lands for like a certain color combination or all of them or whatever. It shouldn't be part of the normal thing. I understand why like it is, because it is like kind of a fundamental shift in card acquisition for them. It throws off their like EV calculations on the packs and all that. Like they may have to reprice things or whatever. But in general, like the experience of having to build your mana base and get good cards at the same time is just like, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It makes that experience tedious and frustrating. And those are things you do not want to have your players feel. And there's no reason for that to be the case.
To me, it would just be like the perfect thing for, I know myself and pretty much everyone always advocates for this, but it would be like the perfect rewards for like a series of challenges. Like put lethal challenges in each color combination. And I don't know, it's like a set of 4. Every one you complete gives you one of the rare jewel lands. So you end up with like at least 2 of each rare jewel land for that color or something. But it would be like very ideal rewards, because it would be like, hey, you're learning this color combination. Here's cards that will also just blanket increase your efficiency in this color combination. So that would make sense to me.
Like, imagine if there were like precons of like essentially like challenger deck, something close to like a fully standard playable deck that you got to like phantom play in a tournament or whatever, and it's just like you just got to run 5 games with it. It's like, hey, do you like this deck? Cool, here's the lands for it. Go try and build the deck. Or like whatever like the challenge it is, like what Merchant suggested, or something like the constructor. Like, it's a million ways to go about it that are divorced from the whole like, did you open lands, or like you have a rare wild card, do you want to use a land or a good card? Like so there's a bunch of ways you can go about it, none of which are the things we're currently doing.
I've noticed as well, like when I do paper drafts at my local game store, if I see a land, I'm just like, it is worth $20, I'm taking that.
This pays for next week's draft.
Yeah, exactly. I have no shame. I'm like,
your entrance with that.
Do I want that, or do I want the land? Give me the land. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's funny. I remember because I opened my Guilds of Ravnica box with Lisa, and like she plays, but she doesn't really pay attention to like, you know, meta magic, like the economy or anything. And we were opening. She was like, "Oh, I just got another land as my rare." I'm like, "No, that's a shock land. That's really good." and then she'd open something like Mnemonic Betrayal and be like, "Oh, it's a mythic." I'm like, "No, you want a shock land."
You want a shock land? Yeah.
It's like, I'll happily trade you all my jank for your shock lands.
Yeah, not the best dynamic there.
No.
Yeah. Although I did show a Divine Visitation.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe her response was basically, surely this is like the best card ever printed. And I was like, yeah, it is.
It's pretty funny. I like it.
Vintage all-star.
But like, you can see why in a newer player's mind it is, right? Yeah. It's like, hey, this thing that normally makes me a 1/1 makes me a Surra Angel. What?
Yeah.
Imagine casting Empty the Warrens with Divine Visitation.
Holy shit, has someone done that yet in Modern? That's like a Saffron Olive video waiting.
I had a beautiful moment actually playing Thousand Year Storm yesterday on stream, where someone pointed out something in my chat, and I was like, "Oh my god, it is!" And it's because I was playing, as I said, Thousand Year Storm, and I cast Mission Briefing. I was like, "Oh my god, it's past in flames!" Because your entire graveyard becomes playable. Yeah. I was like, "Yes, like, we're modern now, boy."
on the 1,000 Year Storm topic, you want to use Flood of Recollection when you're going off rather than Mission Briefing in 1,000 Year Storm, because like obviously a lot of the time you're not going to have the mana to get all your to play all those cards, so you just Flood of Recollection.
I don't know, because I play the Pirate's Pillage style where you pretty much do have all the mana.
Go infinite.
That's what So such a fun deck, seriously.
It's an amazingly fun deck, yeah. And I'm still learning. It's so weird, but
good change of topic. But the timer is so good now for the 1,000 Year Storm. Like I literally just wouldn't play the deck on Arena because I was like,
I got a funny comment on YouTube that was like, "Oh, you and Noxious, you uploaded the same video as Noxious." It's actually a different 1,000 Year Storm deck, but you uploaded the same video as Noxious like a day later. Weird coincidence. And it was pretty much like, yeah, they just fixed the timer. And like you couldn't make a video playing 1,000 Year Storm because you'd lose every game timing out.
How does it work now? I remember trying it beforehand.
They changed quite a few things, but one of the biggest blanket changes is stuff resolving on the stack. They literally changed it from 1 second to 0.4. So it's over twice as fast just to burn through a stack.
That's cool.
Also, like the cards draw into your hand quicker. When you're like going off with 1,000 Year Storm, you can blow up treasures quicker, which was the huge problem for me.
Yes, oh my god, the treasure animation.
It was like a 1.5-second animation or something. Yeah,
it's like 0.2 now. It just goes boom as soon as you cast it. It even looks better. Like it's not just a convenience change; it just feels nicer.
Speaking of convenience changes, though, there's been a lot of like quality of life improvements that I noticed. Like yesterday, I didn't play at all on the weekend, and I switched on. I was like, "Would you like to go first, or would you like to draw first?" I was like, "Oh, that's new." That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a big thing in like being able to actually practice competitively on a arena. So it's a very, very important change for like pro players playing it.
Yeah.
Because there are decks where you want to draw first.
Yeah.
It's been very cool to see all the pro players tweet about how they're actually like practicing standard on arena now. Like that's really cool to me.
Yeah, well, it's like
so much more convenient. Like the games take about like almost half as long as Moto. Like the pace is so much better. It's like so much less cumbersome. As Brad Nelson said, you could play it with like one hand because when you're playing on Moto, you have to like have like your passes set up and like you have to hit the F buttons at various points. And it's like incredibly tedious to do efficiently. So like it's just so much a better platform.
It's just so cool seeing people that like. Obviously, because even though I didn't play competitive, I love watching competitive Magic, and it's so cool seeing people that like you respect immensely, like bigging up Arena when it's not even like it's nowhere near in their interest to do so. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I remember the other day, it's just seeing like Huey Jensen, like one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player, just tweeting like, "Hey, I just want to be playing Arena all day," and it's like,
that's cool.
That's cool.
One of the really cool things I found about this is a lot of these people were heavily resistant to Arena when it first came. Like it shows the strength of the game because I feel like Arena had to prove to these guys that it was good.
Yeah,
and like they were like, "Yeah, it's not going to be good," and Arena really did prove it because now they're huge advocates of it. They turned them from like critics to advocates, which is really hard to do.
It's really cool.
Hard.
And I've noticed that like the GPs and stuff as well, they punt it every second they can, but it feels natural. It doesn't feel like this is a paid promotion, right?
I will say some of the adverts they were running initially were a little bit cringy.
Yeah.
But it is better now, yes.
Yeah, it's better now.
It's like, hey, if you want to play Magic in a format that you can actually read the cards in, go and play Arena. It's like, because I love watching Paper Magic, but I understand that like I can watch Paper Magic because I've watched it for a long time.
Yeah.
Somebody newish, like the average layman trying to watch Paper Magic, it's nonsense. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, my entire first GP that I watched, I think was just spent getting used to watching Magic. It's not the most intuitive thing.
Yeah, no.
And I think that digital is probably a big step forwards in.
Well, that begs the question: what do you think about what's going to happen on the announcement, or in the announcement on the 6th? Because they're talking about like the future of Magic and competitive stuff. Do we think they're going to attempt it, like going fully digital?
Yes. Like, it's just a question of what form it takes. Like, actually, they've talked about, like, at the shareholders meeting or whatever, like, conference call they have, that they really want to make a large push on esports, because it, like, just generally benefits them to do so. The reason that esports are so big and why companies support them, like Blizzard and Riot and all that stuff, is because, like, it's the best possible way to market the game. Like, there's no amount of, like, TV ad time you could get that you would get the ROI on from just, like, fostering an esports scene. So, like, they're heavily invested to do that, and I'm interested to see if it ends up becoming its own parallel, like, pro circuit, or if it feeds into the Pro Tour, or if, because in this season there are going to be like 6 Pro Tours, or like 2 of them like MTGA Pro Tours. Like, there's a lot of different things they could do, and I'm just interested to see, like, how things are going to form up, because the commitment in general, like everything going from the client, like just starting at that point, is a big deal for me.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, it'll be a little bit more transitional to start out, just because they've got to ease like a whole generation, when it comes to the tournament scene into Arena. But I think, I think I definitely see something like the MOCS for Arena being actually like their premier push tournament in 2019. I think that they'll actually probably leave Pro Tour and stuff mostly as it is. Maybe have a side event for Arena. I would love it if they somehow managed to just translate the game and display it as Arena, because it's so much more watchable. Like, if you could get to see guys like Reed Duke and stuff playing Arena instead of in paper, it would just be so much more accessible for so many more people. But I expect to see like a new series of events pushed for it. Yeah. Something similar to MOCS, but in Arena.
Yeah, because I have a feeling like
qualifies for that, which would be interesting. But
I have a feeling a lot of the pros will be a little hesitant. They'll be like, "No, but I have my cards and I play paper Magic." And
well, it's also the fact there's a great deal of there's not Pro Tours obviously, but there's a great deal of GPs that are modern and other fantastic formats like Team Unified, etc. So I think it'll start out as side events at existing Magic tournaments, but we'll see a big new series pushed.
I'd be super keen to play those. I want to do stuff.
The thing that worries me is we're probably a very long way away from in-game tournaments. Like, it took them like a while to get just even this basic Friends challenge in, so it's probably a long way away from actually getting those in-game tournaments. And there's a whole great deal of UI UX involved in that too. So I think you're right in that, Merchant. Like, it's going to be a pretty long process, but obviously I think it is the long-term future of Magic.
Well, yeah, I think like Arena. Honestly, like Magic Arena has been, from what I see, like analytics wise on my YouTube, etc. It's been more successful than even I imagined it to be. Like, it seems to be really being embraced. What was that? Sorry.
And like Wizards of the Coast, like in his little dev update, Chris, like the end of like Chris Clay's update was like, "Hey, by the way, we're kind of understaffed. Here's like 6 job openings."
Yeah, he was like, "Please come fix our burning servers, please." But like, hey, if anything, that's like the best thing you can say, right? I'm sorry, we're too popular, but it seems to be just being actually embraced, which is kind of a really cool thing.
I dig it. I think it's set off like a wildfire more than they expected. And I just love that they're punting it so much. They see, hey, Artifact's releasing.
In the world finally getting a playable format.
I love it though. Like, Artifact releases and they're like, oh, hey, look at this. 30,000 viewers in the directory. I was just like, oh.
I was about to say there's one person who certainly didn't expect this type of growth, and that's Noxious.
Well, Noxious, to be fair, they're promoting a stream by like projecting it on the face of the moon.
Yeah. It's like,
hey, look at this artifact, 3.5 billion viewers.
That's great though.
I'm super happy with that. Awesome. Like, I was actually chatting to him about that yesterday. And it's basically just like, I don't know where the fuck they're coming from, but it's being promoted somewhere, and I'm fine with it.
There's just a bunch of various websites. Like, if you log on like Facebook, Nox pops up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the embedded stream and stuff. It's really cool.
So does that like filter through, like, like how it says, oh, hey, you're interested in Magic, let me show you Magic ads everywhere? Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah, instead of like a Magic Arena banner, you get like Noxious's stream, which is hilarious.
If you Google Magic, Nox just pops up in your directory. Just right in your face.
Yeah, your doorbell rings and he's just there.
He should totally wangle for a custom card.
On your doorstep.
Something that'd be pretty funny is like we're all like we're all streamers. We understand that ad revenue is kind of like depends on how many ads you play, but it's usually lower than your sub revenue. It's maybe close sometimes as far as just ads through Twitch. His is gonna be like the inverse because none of them are like a lot of people who aren't like subbing and all that because they're just getting.
I don't believe adverts play on embedded streams, unfortunately.
Yeah,
otherwise I would have been mashing that run ad button and just playing Lamborghinis.
That's like a $5,000 button or something.
Yeah, I would change my PayPal balance to Lamborghinis and just mash the run ad button. It'd be great.
I'm gonna say like the imbalance between the sub money and the ad money there would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Although weirdly, total meta point about Twitch, but my ad revenue has randomly started increasing on Twitch. I never run ads, by the way. I don't touch
because
ads.
of the Twitch Prime thing.
Yeah,
because
yes, yeah. Okay,
sneaky bastards. Yeah, because if you have Twitch Prime, it still plays ads.
I wish I could turn that off. I really do wish I could turn that off because I hate it.
Same.
Yeah,
like I hate it when it happens to me. So I'm like, man.
You're subscribed to
your channel still don't get ads, but like the blanket no ads for Twitch from Twitch Prime is no longer a thing. Rip and pepperonis.
Yeah. I've got it turned off for my subs, so that's all I can do. I'd turn it off for everyone if I could, but I can't.
Yeah.
It feels weird that you can't turn off running ads on your channel, but I guess that's how Twitch make their money. Well, sort of.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how the tournament thing takes shape. Mainly just having it all operate from the client. And as Mark said, it'll probably take a minute, but now that they might be getting like an influx of people, the pace of production might chip up because it really does seem like they didn't expect this to be as big as it was, even though they kind of build it as not another Duels of the Planeswalkers. Like the production cycle seems like they kind of thought it was going to be another Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Exactly.
Now that like it's not, they're readjusting.
Yeah, I feel like they set out to make like Magic 2019. Yeah, and then they're like, oh shit, we made a Hearthstone competitor.
Yeah,
scramble.
Yeah, oops,
whoops.
So hopefully we'll get to like a normal cadence of like things coming out at a reasonable time frame, because I totally understand why things have been a bit slow to this point. They just didn't really expect this to be what it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to leave. However, the show will go on. I'm just going to turn into a black screen for a while.
You just come by, drop your spoilers, and leave.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Sure.
I have sleep to attend to. Unfortunately, I have work very early in the morning, and it's quite late for me.
You should try not living in the upside down.
Yeah, come live on our half of the world.
Classic mistake.
It's much nicer.
Stranger here. All right. Enjoy the rest of the show, and I'll cover the camera with my magic playmat. So
sweet. Go evolve into your cocoon. Okay, bye.
What playmat does Mark have? That's the real question.
Well, we won't see now, will we?
Something degenerate. It'll be something disgraceful.
It definitely has like anime girls on it.
It's probably like Scrap Heap Scrounger.
It's a mountain.
It's not actually a mountain. It's incredible.
All right, we're hiding under the mountain now. All right.
The joke is I have Teferi fucking sleeves, and then I have a mountain as my playmat, so they don't know what.
God.
Your opponents never know what you're playing.
I have a Teferi playmat, and then I play Steamkin, so I'm pretty similar.
All right. Oh no, that didn't work. Hang on, we're just derping efficiently. Who is that now? Okay, wait, that's
Speaking of Teferi, should we talk about GP Milwaukee?
Oh yeah.
And its depressing top 32.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. That was like super Jeskai fest and Golgari shenanigans. 12
Jeskai controls in the top 32. And almost everything else was Golgari. Well, no, 8 Golgari mid-range.
It's Golgari, Izzet, and Jeskai are like the main 3 archetypes.
Yeah,
I did
Jeskai
like
2-to-1 is it?
Although, like, it's worth noting that a lot of the Jeskai decks did medium. Like, there's a big lump of them, like in the 20s and stuff. So
I think it's just because of the mad consistency of Golgari mid-range, right?
Yeah, like I would definitely rather be on the Golgari mid-range side of that. Like, there's only one of the Jeskai got into top 8, 4 Golgari got into top 8. I think there's a reason for that. it's like not particularly difficult to like house control with the Golgari deck. Although you do have to make concessions. Like when we're main decking Carnage Tyrant, like it's going to be a problem. So I think that it's really cool to see how everything's developed. I really like Seth Manfield's build of Golgari. It's actually pretty close to something like Brad and BBD were brewing on their stream, although with Seth's trademark Carns. So like just seeing how this format continues to just not be stale, because there's just no objectively correct way to build these archetypes. Maybe Drake is the exception to that. Like
I think one of the best I think one of the best things that shows that is the Vivian Reeds. Like Vivian Reed is such a difference maker, yet it's also completely optional.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Like, it shows the flexibility of the format.
Same with like the consensus initially was that Vraska Relic Seeker was the mid-range trump. You needed that card that couldn't function without it, and now everyone cut it because it's like, well, it's worse than Carnage Tyrant. You only have so many 6-drops. So it just depends. Like there's if you want, you do whatever you want, man. Like
pretty much. I love that like one dude. It's always a different dude, but like one dude every tournament right now who somehow makes like top 32 with Selesnya tokens.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, how is this happening? Like, are they just not drawing Phoraxes? Like, what is going on? Because I love Selesnya, but I just don't see it working against like anything ever right now. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweepers, and like both the premier decks, Golgari and Jeskai, get to main deck a bunch of sweepers. I would assume that you're advantaged against White Weenie. You should be, at least.
Yeah, I think you are.
And like, I guess that if you think that that's the deck to beat going in that tournament, then Selesnya is a reasonable option. Although the thing is, like I said, like post Pro Tour, you're not going to see White Weenie again, because that was just a Pro Tour like shooting hole in the metagame. That deck's incredibly fragile, and if it has a target on its back, it will fold immediately. And as you see, I don't see one in like the top 32.
No.
Didn't one make it into the top 8 though?
So yeah, like
there was one in the top 8.
There was one mono white in the top 8. Yeah.
And then the rest.
There it is.
Yeah, right. Rest are all Jeskai, Golgari.
There was Uno.
Yeah. But Selesnya tokens won SCG standard, right? Las Vegas.
Yeah. Let me look at the classic,
which is the thing.
It did. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's some secret like life hack to playing Selesnya tokens right now.
Selesnya has like really good proactive draws. Like March of the Multitudes is incredibly strong against Golgari and Jeskai. Like that card, if they draw like 2 or 3 of it and you can play around a sweeper adequately, is a massive problem. Getting an early Amara can snowball the game. You obviously are still playing History Benalia, which has a bunch of free win equity associated with it. So the deck has like solid nut draws. It's just that like all the other decks have pretty good density of things that deal with what you got going on. So I could see how that deck could win a tournament and spike. Oh, Rudy got top 4. Cool. I'm now looking at this result.
Who's Rudy?
Rudy is my friend who I used to grind.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
Not creepy Rudy.
Yeah.
But if creepy Rudy got top 4, the world would end, I think. Although he doesn't know how to play Magic, so that's fine.
Yeah. For anyone who was wondering about the Teferi comment earlier, I don't know if you didn't see the final, Adrian Sullivan accidentally scryed with Teferi when he should have just drawn the card. And like that's one of the things that I'm guessing the move to digital will help eliminate. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Did you see it?
I mean, it's interesting. So, like, there's elements of playing in paper that I actually do like think are superior to like just the feel of it and stuff.
Yeah.
Better than digital. I enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, there's obviously like room for cheating and room for mistakes.
That's an interesting comment though. Like, do you enjoy the feel of it in all settings? Like, because I agree. I enjoy playing paper with my friends. Like. But if I was ever playing in anything near a serious format, I would much rather play digital.
Maybe it's because I was a tournament grinder for so long, but I love playing it competitive REL. It's my favorite thing by far.
Yeah, maybe it's just force of habit, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
totally understand that there is that. Wicked and I went through this when I first started doing it, of like that weirdness of like, here you have to go interact with a human, like you're forced to do that, and then you have to do it again. You have to do it like 9 times today, and like it doesn't matter if they're a dick or not, you still have to interact with them. and like that can certainly be daunting initially. But I don't know. I guess over time, it's just something that you like think about less or get like a better attitude towards. Or
but I think it's one of the things where like I don't find it daunting so much. I just don't really enjoy it. I think it's not so much the human thing for me though. It's more like, I mean, I used to play like back in uni. I played like at a local level and with my uni club, and it was just the fucking cheating. Obviously, it's not at pro level, but it was rampant.
Jesus.
Like, I saw people just like openly mana weaving. Like, every single person you play against open shuffles without even realizing it. Like,
yeah.
I would punch someone if I found them cheating, to be honest. They'd probably get me arrested.
That's how you get banned from events.
I know, but still, if you're cheating...
At least you go out with glory.
Yeah,
right?
I'll go out and be like, you are scum of the earth, you cheating person. And I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's mostly just the cheating for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even saying that, like, most people cheat in paper. I'm not saying anywhere near that, and I think a lot of the cheating that happens is actually just absent-mindedness. That's completely excusable on a human level.
Yeah, a lot of it.
But the thing is that can't happen on digital.
Yeah.
Like, which is basically my main point for digital.
No, yeah, there's definitely like strong merits to like for competitive integrity reasons. Like I do believe digital is probably superior, but like understanding your trigger, like not missing your triggers and understanding the game state are actually like elements of skill in Magic that like do differentiate players that I'm sure a lot of pro players would not want to get rid of. So there's like you are losing that element, and it's possible that like that's a fine trade-off. But it's important to understand that like that's the trade-off you're making. Like you're losing an element of the game in order to eliminate cheating and make the game more presentable.
I must say, I do like most of my interactions with my opponents because like how I stream Magic is kind of how I play Magic on paper. I boop, snoots, and whatever else. If you watch my stream, you'll know how I play. I do that in real life. People look at me funny when I start calling the Healer's Hawk Herald, for example. But yeah, it's fun. They loosen up. It's fun and interactive. It's nothing serious. But when I do get serious, then it's just like, that's the pose I don. It's like my poker face.
That's actually how I got more used to just like playing tournaments. Is I kind of act in tournaments how I act on stream.
Yeah.
It like depends how serious I'm being. But I'll usually be pretty aloof and stuff.
But then you get like a really, really serious and
and then they don't take it well. But you just you keep doing it, and they eventually. Actually frustrates them, and you get some equity of that, or they stop being a
yeah. or they wake up.
I mean, I have played against unpleasant people in person as well. The unpleasant ones for me are always just going to be like the people who try to angle shoot but actually have nothing to talk about. And I don't know, the rules lawyers are the worst.
FNM All-Star.
Yeah, the FNM All-Star. Yeah, exactly. That is so accurate.
Yeah.
But then when you take it to like uni club level, it's even worse because you have the guy who's like, well, I'm doing a maths degree, so I have to act like this by, legal obligation. And it's like, oh, Christ, please stop, dude. Like, you're playing Neferox. Like, stop trying to Pro Tour me. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so I don't know. I do find the potluck of who you play against in paper a little bit off-putting as well. But I've also played with some really cool people. That were a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of give and take.
90% of my paper opponents are rad. I like them.
Yeah, it depends a lot on like the environment of your shop that you play in. There's one really nice here. There's one not so nice.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yeah, what else do we want to talk about Magic-wise?
Don't know. I feel like we thought of lots of topics and I forgot them all when we started.
We've covered most of it. Meta stuff. What are you guys seeing in Arena? Like, or how do you think it's shifting? Is it shifting again, or is it still sitting around like Jeskai, Golgari again?
I think it is a lot of it is sitting around Izzet, Golgari, Jeskai, but that's fine. It'll do that. That's the meta decks. I'm seeing a lot. What am I seeing surge up? Honestly, I'm seeing Golgari like resurge. They had a couple of weeks of being really quiet because everybody started playing like absurd amounts of tech against them, like main board Tecatlis and main board clerics, all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, but I think people calm down on that a little bit when those cards aren't so good against Izzet. So I think Golgari's bouncing back a bit. I still main board Tecatlis because they're honestly okay against Izzet because they turn off the card draw from Crackling Drake.
I think it's still a reasonable card to main deck. It has applications against most.
Got an okay stat line as well for blocking. Like it blocks out an Electromancer against Izzet.
You just want bodies, you can pump stuff. It's fine.
Yeah. I still like blue watercolor.
I haven't seen any mono blue lately. Like, none at all.
I think one or two a stream.
I see it more than I should.
All right.
I will be very proud of the collective community when I see 0 of that deck.
I do feel like mono blue. I think it's one of those, to me at least, it's one of those decks like mono red. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing both of those decks, but I ever feel like if either mono blue or mono red ends up as tier 1, something's gone wrong, basically. Like, especially if it's just mono red aggro or mono blue tempo. And I think mono blue is teetering on having a little bit too much. Like, you know, exclusion mages and tricksters coming out everywhere is a little bit yikes. But yeah, it's a little bit crazy.
And I think that was most of the topics for today. And if you want to talk anything about Artifact, you guys played it? You liking it?
Yeah, I guess this is a card game podcast. I was playing it yesterday, and I liked it a lot. I'm still uncertain how much of it is novelty of something new and how much is like long-standing, like actual enjoyability. But it's very likely that at least for the foreseeable future, I end up streaming both it and Magic. I've already been doing 2 4-hour blocks, so splitting it makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just don't find it particularly fun. It's not really for me. I don't find the gameplay particularly engaging. So I just really like Magic, honestly. There are some other card games I like, but they tend to be quite small. I like Eternal. I like Elder Scrolls. Yeah,
it's actually like a problem. There's too many right now. I don't have enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of good card games.
Yeah.
Like Eternal has like its tournament series starting to kick up, like with its in-game stuff. Like Internal has actually the system I want that MTG to have. Yeah.
I have only watched a little bit of Artifacts. I watched that tournament that BTS Artifact had with Mogwai in the finals. Haven't played it because I'm not one of the cool kids with a beta key. But I don't know if I would want to invest in another card game. It's like I'm invested in Arena and I buy paper Magic, and that's expensive.
Yes.
Like, do I have the budget for this? And the answer is probably no. So like, maybe I'll try it out, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's certainly hard to like. And it's one of the things like I see a lot where it's like, hey, you're playing this card game. Does that mean you quit this other card game?
Oh my god. Oh, it's the best.
That's so fun. It's like, can we just like card games?
I'm like, wow, so you're leaving Magic then? Yeah. It's like, I'm just looking at my YouTube with my like 4 Magic videos scheduled to post in the next 4 days. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I just say yes, just to shit people up.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to go play dominoes now.
Yeah. On like some level, it's like, for like a normal person, they only have so much time and so much money, and like card games are consuming to both. Like it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to play these games. You could really only have one. I think that's like one of the bigger explanations why people have like such this like slavish devotion to whatever game they chose. It's like, why don't you like my game? My game's the best. Why are you playing this other game? So I kind of get that a little bit, but understand that like people are gonna just try stuff out and like they're gonna like different things. It's cool to like different things at the same time.
So multitasking.
People saying they like things is fine. People saying they don't like things is fine.
Yeah.
But not on the internet.
Yeah, not on the internet, because then you're an evil, evil person. Anyway.
Exactly.
One thing I have had an appreciation for in Artifact is the polish of all the voice lines and stuff.
Like, yeah, they're good too.
My favorite one is Selfless Cleric. When you play him on the same lane as Omni Knight, he's like, so Omni Knight, you heal other people. How's that working out for you? It's just like it's like this 10-second voice line.
I really like if you play Timbersaw on a lane with Trent Protector. Trent Protector's just like, he's a bad man.
You sound great.
Yeah, it's high quality stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I would love to see more voice lines come into Magic. Just because I still do stupid impressions of Hearthstone voice lines while I'm playing Magic. Because there's not enough Magic voice lines.
I do that with Gwent sometimes.
Just give me like Gadgetzan Auctioneer and Magic, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Every game needs Gadgetzan Auctioneer.
It really does. Every game needs deals.
Yeah. But now, currently, no games have Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Rip Gadgetzan Auctioneer.
Oh my god. He does not have any deals anywhere.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Is he played in Wild? Is anyone use that card?
Mate, I tried to just not like looking at Wild is like looking at the sun.
Yeah.
Except if the sun was a giant dumpster on
fire. It was like
fire.
ruled by Naga Sea Witch for a bit. Like
I remember playing one game of Wild, and a few turns in, all you hear is "Who am I?" And I was like, "Escape, concede, never playing that again."
It is an aptly named format because after you play it, you're like, man, that was wild.
Yeah, I mean, it does what it says on the tin, I guess.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, well, I think they they broke it down to either calling it wild or either calling it terrible, and like terrible doesn't sound great, so they went with wild. And I don't know. I think I've genuinely played one game of wild ever.
Yeah, I dust all my wild cards.
Yeah, me too. I dust everything that immediately rotates out of standard. I just don't care.
Yeah. I like the flavor of Rastakan's Rumble just because I'm very here for like the troll stuff from BFA. Like Buon Samdi's my guy. The art is awful in Hearthstone. So
hey, that armor didn't do much, man. Yeah, Buon Samdi's awesome. Yeah. He's one of the saving graces of BFA.
Yeah.
In fact, to be honest, the whole leveling experience of BFA was great.
Yeah,
that was
excellent stuff.
Yeah, actually, probably the best quest zones in WoW.
Yeah. So we've covered a lot of things in this podcast for various card games,
ranging from Buon Samdi, Huey Jensen.
I have no idea who you guys are talking about, so I'm just like, yeah, cool, okay. I'll get educated eventually.
Buon Samdi's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in card games right now, specifically in Magic.
It's a good time to be a card gamer.
Like, again, mainly seeing how they implement tournament structure, I'm looking forward to. And I've been having a lot of fun with Artifact, like seeing where that's going to end up as. Seeing if the market ends up being highly problematic or okay, it'll be a fun experience to see how that works out.
Hey, they don't have rare lands. So.
Yeah, there's that. Do have rare heroes.
They do have Axe, so you know.
Yeah. X may be $10, he may be $50. We'll find out in a couple days.
When does the market go live? I haven't really been following it much.
When the game goes live on the 8th, I believe.
28th or something?
That one, 28th. I knew it was 8th.
Yeah, it's soon, right?
I knew there was an 8th.
Just over a week.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, shall we go to some viewer questions?
Yes, viewers, if you have questions, and it can be about like
anything, yeah. If they know about it, they'll answer it. I'll just sit here.
Want some of the only questions, please.
We already have one. Of the available CCGs, can the host recommend buying into them, grinding silver games after please move? Well, that's a subjective thing. Like, I would recommend trying out all the various CCGs that are out there and seeing which one you like.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the resources to commit to one, then you're gonna have to choose. But like Eternal's very good. Artifact I'm enjoying so far. MTG is obviously very good. Hearthstone's fun. Like, gotta pick your own thing. It's subjective.
Can you be free to play an Artifact?
I do not believe so. Not really.
Not really.
I do have more of a Frank is right. Like, try them all out. Find what you like. Don't listen to idiot streamers. But I do have more of a set answer to that. I guess, in my opinion, purely my opinion. Play MTGA. If you don't have the money to at least buy the starter pack in MTGA, which is incredibly good value.
Yes.
I would say play Eternal. Eternal's a really fun game, very free to play friendly.
Yes.
It's getting a cool tournament system. If Eternal doesn't take your fancy, equally good is Elder Scrolls Legends. They're getting a big new tournament system. They have all sorts of cool cards. With Elder Scrolls, in my experience, the design has varied set to set a little bit in terms of quality, but there's some sets I really like. And also, they just hired some really good designers.
They're under new management.
PVDDR is going to be designing cards for Elder Scrolls Legends, which I'm very excited about.
That's cool. I might check it out now.
Yeah, I'll be doing. I mean, this is slight showing, but I'll be doing some sponsored stuff for them in December, which I'm really looking forward to because I actually love the game.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls is the game that whenever I was streaming it or whatever, I'm like, why isn't this game more popular?
Yeah. And then you realize it's just really popular on mobile, and mobile people don't watch it.
The Twitch scene is small, so it makes it appear smaller than it is.
But honestly, Elder Scrolls Legends, I was really happy to get offered sponsored stuff for them because it's actually the game that I started doing serious YouTube for. People who've watched my channel for a long time will remember I used to do Elder Scrolls Legends videos back in the start of the beta. So yeah, kind of really cool going full circle and doing some sponsored stuff for them. But it is a game that I can thoroughly recommend. I really like it.
Cool. I got a question. Any decks from the Grand Prix that I was impressed with? I quite like Adrian Sullivan's Jeskai. I like Niv Mizzet. Niv Mizzet is a crazy dragon wizard. He's great. And using the treasure maps, like being able to ramp up like into Niv Mizzet if needs be using the treasures, I think that was pretty cool. Yeah. A lot going on, very technical.
Treasure map is the gentleman's search for Azcanta.
Yeah, so. I like it. I like that
also,
a lot.
Like, it's actually a cool innovation because Sarkin was using that spot previously. Like, when you're playing Niv Mizzet, you were incentivized to use Sarkin. There's incidental synergies with, like, the jumpstart cards in the Jeskai archetype anyway. So, like, Sarkin was a pretty solid card. Switching to Treasure Map makes a fair amount of sense and, like, facilitates the same goal. So, like, and it's, like, better in and of itself, like, later and earlier, actually. So, yeah, that's cool. I like it.
And then what will make the transition from paper to MTGA for competition is that people like to play with fancy cards. Do you see MTGA doing foils or alternate arts for cards? Yes, I think so.
I can't.
They already have done alternate
arts. They have, for the Planeswalkers.
But so like if you want to do it like the fight with fire animated thing that they show on like Pro Tours or whatever, like obviously that would be the nut. Like you'd want to do that. But we actually have like precedent for Gwent doing that, and it was incredibly resource intensive for their development team, and it came at the cost of other things. So
it is. That's very true.
That may not be what you want to do for Magic, as dope as it looks, but I do think you 100% need premiums of some kind.
Yeah.
Because it helps with the whole problem of people maxing out in their collection too quick, and B, it gives you alternate rewards to kind of make it so everything isn't just raw card. Like, here, you did good in the game, here are cards. You could start doing cosmetic things. Here's pretty cards. Here's like avatars and all that stuff. So
I want sleeves.
The monetization or just incorporation of cosmetics into the progression of the game seems like inevitable. It would be silly not to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially with like if they're pushing esports, then you can go down the whole cool route of like watch this tournament, get a spike avatar.
Yes, that's one thing. Like, just off topic slightly. That's one thing I'm hoping they bring in is like the drops system or something for tournaments.
Sure. I hope they do it well though, because we've seen it done really badly, and it's
please do it well. No stupid drop commands in the chat.
No 24/7 rerun channels.
Like we're having an event, there is drops active during.
That's the way to do it. I think Valve does it the best way. Watch tournaments, get tournament related items.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Not the
CS:GO does it the best way.
Didn't Valve have like for like the international or one of the Dota tournaments, like if you watched it, you got like skins for the winning heroes team or whatever? Or, like,
I believe so. Yeah. Wasn't that League of Legends? They did that for.
It might have been. It was one of them
or something. Yeah.
But
Valve
I thought
does
that
it.
Was cool. Yeah.
Valve had the heroic drops back in the day, but those were random. I think.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Dota for a while, but CS:GO does it in a cool way, where depending on what map they're playing, you get cases for that map, and it drops one of the skins that drop on that map, which is kind of sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, making it like specific fosters investment. Generally, good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Who do I think Buon Samdi is working for? Nico Bolas.
But who's Nico Bolas working for? Garrick, obviously. I still think the best ending is what that guy put in my chat once, where Garrick just planeswalks in, decapitates Nicol Bolas, and planeswalks out.
Easy.
End of story.
Easy clap. Yeah. What's your favorite jank deck styles? I don't know. I don't play enough jank to know what my favorite is.
I have grown partial to Storm in my old age. and getting to cast a bunch of do-nothing spells in the same turn has become my jam. I enjoy that.
I refute that Storm is jank. Thank you. So I will say, no, I do love Storm, but I will say probably just anything with Mill. Like Guildgate's Mill is kind of weirdly good. Like,
yeah, I discovered that.
It's kind of actually good. Like, I have a positive win rate with it, which is terrifying, but it's because it's essentially blue-white control with an alternate win rate.
Yeah, this is like
and no Teferi.
Nice, yeah. Where do you think the next block will be planes-wise? Is it probable that it will be Mirrodon Rex? Yeah, the next one is Ravnica. On the next three, or next
two more Ravnica sets.
Yeah.
I think we will eventually, because of Nicol Bolas and Ujin, we will eventually go back to Alara. I think
that'd be cool.
I want to go back to Tarkir, but that's a me thing.
Tarkir.
I have
no.
Go back to Alara. I have no like information that would lead me to believe this is correct, but I just want to go back to Tarkir.
To be fair, I would just like Avacyn re-restored and go back to or like Operation Get Sorin out the wall. I would like Operation Get Sorin out the wall and go back to Innistrad and pickaxe him out the wall. My boy Sorin needs to come back.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah. I hope it's not anything artifact themed. I didn't like Kaladesh at all. So hopefully that's a ways away.
Artifact blocks have a very high track record of being problematic.
Yeah.
Because
I would argue
cards become ubiquitous.
I was about to say I would argue the artifacts weren't a problem. Then I was like, oh yeah, Aetherworks Marvel.
Yeah, they weren't a problem because they had to ban all of them. You could play them anymore.
Yeah, good point. But I don't know. I like Kaladesh as a setting. I think sort of like Indian Futurescape is actually a pretty dope setting. But
I don't.
Yeah, cards wise, I just want to see Dovin Barn come back. It'd be cool if he came to Ravnica and Saheeli as well. Saheeli was cool.
A cocky bastard.
Yeah,
I didn't like him.
I'm like one of the things I'm like looking forward to low key is the whatever like MTG Masters format they end up fostering, like whether it goes back to like Shadows or Kaladesh or further or whatever. Because I just want to play like Felidar Guardian, Saheeli, or Aetherworks Marvel in like a format where it's good but not busted. Like something with that card pool seems like about where it would be. There's Emrakul in there. If we go to Shadows, it'd be sweet. I just want to do that. Side note.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would probably bet Alara or Phyrexia. We'll see. Because we haven't been Phyrexia in ages, right?
I don't know.
The thing is, like, they're not going to redo Phyrexian Mana because Phyrexian Mana. So what would they do instead? Like,
is Phyrexia like? Does Phyrexia have inhabitants on it? Like, isn't it just glass?
Like giant nightmare twisted metal monster?
Yeah,
thing?
isn't it just like metal hell? Is there still stuff to do there?
I don't know. It kind of got like turbo nuked, right? But then there's new Phyrexia. What about new Phyrexia?
Yeah, I was under the impression there wasn't a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure there's like some stuff there.
Okay,
maybe
I'm incorrect. I have
because Mirrodin turned into Phyrexia, right? So
I have a storied misunderstanding of Magic lore, thinking that like Garrick was dead and he killed Tybalt. Neither, which is apparently true.
Oh yeah, you thought he killed Tybalt.
Yeah,
Tybalt can't be killed, mate. He's the meme eternal.
Yeah.
Just bring back Infect so we can teach people a true horrendous win con.
Oh, was that where you get poison encounters?
Yep.
Oh,
yes, that
sounds not fun.
It would it would be an excellent meme if they like reprinted a new iteration of Tybalt in Standard at some point, and he was like the best Planeswalker in this.
Well, I think he's going to be the Rakdos Planeswalker in Allegiance.
Ooh.
Is there like lore reasons for that? Is he?
He is a tiefling addicted to torturing people. So I'd say if he showed up at Rakdos, he'd probably get on pretty bloody well. Like he's very like Rakdos are essentially chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Well, I like ranging between neutral and evil.
Yeah.
But and Tybalt is that. So if there was ever a Rakdos Planeswalker, Tybalt is the Planeswalker that fits into it. So I want him to come back as the God Emperor of Rakdos kind. And then accidentally wake up Rakdos and get eaten. The ultimate end for Tybalt.
Yeah, that would be great.
Another question here. Which set in Standard is best to spend gold and gems on right now? I would probably say Ravnica.
Whatever you enjoy the most.
But also that.
Yeah, whatever you enjoy the most and whatever lasts the longest. So Ravnica will be around the longest.
If you're not looking for any cards in particular, the sets with dual lands have slightly higher EV than the ones that do not. But more so look at what the sets have and ask what you're trying to build and then buy the set that has the highest density of those cards.
How would you all react if Wizards ever brought in a new color for MTG?
Oh, they did that.
They did?
Colorless. Yes, colorless is the 6th color. They actually tried that out and made it a requirement for Battle for Zendikar. And
Eldrazi.
It was fine, but they're not going to add.
I would argue Eldrazi is the 6th color.
Well, yeah, like Eldrazi requiring colorless mana.
Yeah, if you mean like in terms of, I guess that was like, as much as I agree, it was kind of a shitlord answer. But I guess if you mean like full on a new color, wouldn't be a big fan. I think there's loads of space in the color wheel.
Yeah,
like, you can get some really. We already have tricolor combinations, right? Like,
yeah, there's no gap in thing that you could do in the game that isn't currently found somewhere on the color wheel. There's like
especially even if you look at it from a flavor perspective, like the color wheel fundamentally like encompasses existence to quite a complete extent, and you can see aspects of everything in mixtures of colors. So I didn't think it's necessary. So I'd find it very gimmicky.
And we saw when they tried to like, because you're correct, like it's all of existence is pretty much the color wheel. It was like, well, we're gonna do colorless for Eldrazi. What about if we go like out of existence and like you do things in exile and you put it back? And it was super weird and it wasn't fun. So yeah, it's like they're good. They're covered.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, but what about Cthulhu? It's like, oh, Emrakul, hello.
What about processing is one of the more comical mechanics in Magic's history.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
so, hey, you exile it, and then you can put it back. And then you put it back. It's just moving from zones.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Any other questions you guys see you want to answer? Do you think it's better for free-to-play people to draft with their gold or buy packs? Isn't it?
Depends how good you are at the game.
Yeah, if you're good at drafting, then draft.
And if you enjoy drafting, like, I mean, drafting's like a 2-hour thing or whatever. That's a lot of entertainment value if you enjoy that thing. So
yeah,
you get stuff in the process that seems like pretty solid value.
Cool. Anything else, chat? Last chance. You suck at drafting. Well, get good. No. For those of you who missed the beginning of the show, just to show you one more time, these are the cards that were revealed for Ultimate Masters. Mages of the Bazaar is the first one. Draw 2 cards, discard 3. Sneaky little 0-1. And then Circular Logic. Those were Petrify's cards that he revealed for us today. Yeah. And unless there's anything else, lads, I think that's it. Do your things. Tell us where to find you all. Go, Frank.
Oh, hello. I am Frank Moon. I go by Trudon. You can find me twitch.tv/Trudon. We are going to be, or Trudon FM. We are going to be streaming Magic a little bit later today and Artifact in some mixture, I guess. And doing that pretty much every weekday from 9 a.m. Eastern in the morning and 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So if you're interested in any of that, come check that out. And appreciate you guys for watching.
All right. Hey guys, what's up? It's me. It's your boy Asmongold. At twitch.tv/merchant. I'm also on YouTube, also called Merchant. You can find me on Twitter, where I'm called Merchant. And you can join my Discord, which is discord.gg/merchant.
Wow.
So,
wasn't expecting that.
Thank you guys for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. There will be friends matches. I'll do them against all of these idiots, but I've already recorded the one against Alias.
All right. I haven't done it yet. I
haven't done it with you or Mark yet. I need to got you, Mark, and Noxious on the waiting list. But,
oh, yeah. That's
yeah, I need to upload that. That'll be up tomorrow. I'm going to stream Pokemon later when I get my new webcam. I've managed to make this one not crap out on Discord, which is nice. But
Pokemon poggers.
Yeah, I'm going to stream Pokemon later. So
sweet, I'm going to watch that.
That's a thing.
Detective Pikachu looks lit.
Yeah, it does. I think it looks great. Anyone who says it looks shit needs to stop taking themselves so seriously.
Yeah. It looks incredible.
Cool. And then, as always, I'm Alias. Hi. You're on my channel, so this is where you find me at twitch.tv/AliasV. This will be live on the YouTube as well. If you're watching on YouTube, hi. Or if you're listening on the podcast, Podbean thing, be sure to catch us live. Check the Twitter for when we do actually have a show going. You can join our Discord as well. We have a Patreon going. Click the links and stuff below the description. And yeah, hit the follow button on all of our channels. And we'll see you guys again soonest. I hope. Yes.
Excellent.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you again shortly.
Bye.
Adios.